We're ready. We're ready. and welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo. Oh, it is Tuesday. It is 5 minutes to 5. We are now 54 minutes past the NFL trade deadline. We have a lot to discuss from today. There's a lot of emotion flying around right now amongst Lions fans. We need to talk about the Jets. This is the biggest day in Jets history since the butt fumble for Mark Sanchez. A lot going on. Also, we want to talk fantasy. We're going to talk about who won and lost trades today. I see Boogie in there talking about how the Cowboys won the Jets trade. We're going to break that down a little bit because, in my opinion, off the rip, I think the big winners of the day were the New York Jets. We're going to talk about where everybody stands with every other team after this. There's a lot to talk about. Before we start, to my right, it is the one and only. He's Uncle Sam.
Hello.
How are you today?
Great.
You're decked out. You got the hat. You got the shirt. You're still repping your team after a roller coaster weekend and start to the week. I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
What are they now? 0-2 in division?
That is
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
All right.
They beat the Bears.
1 and 2?
They beat the Bears.
I forgot they beat the Bears.
We'll get to that.
Barely.
To my left, it's our very own Mr. Zolo. He's Mike Palazzolo.
What up, Doe?
Although we were right about Rico Dowdle. We were very right about Rico Dowdle this week.
Going forward. Uncle Rico going forward.
Uncle Rico. Behind the computer, absolutely just covered, and drowning in his own goo. It's Bruce, the tugboat. Venditti.
Hello.
How are you today, Bruce?
Fantastic.
That was the quickest cameo I've ever seen. And you have a hat on. Why'd you make... Oh. That was a quick cameo.
Goodbye.
When was the last time you gave someone a wet willy?
Bruce is what comes out of your finger after a wet willy.
That's
That's pretty raw, isn't it, Bruce?
disgusting.
Bruce is itching his ear now, thinking about the shit that's in his ear. Look at him. He's digging in there.
Not digging.
You're
in my
digging in your ear.
You caused a dig.
Fixing my
You have your
hat.
soft hands
Fixing
digging
my
in your
hat.
little ears. Anyways, Zolo, how are you?
You know.
I'm good. I'm feeling better.
Yeah, you sound like a new man.
Feeling better. That was a rough weekend.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm very hungry right now.
Are you?
Yeah. Motion going forward, by the way, I would love to do if we do another food show on Tuesday as opposed to Thursday.
Tuesday's the food show.
Tuesday food.
We'll try and make a correction of that next week. We'll do a Tuesday food show. How do you feel about a Tuesday food show?
I don't care.
What? Why? Why?
I don't
Oh,
care.
okay.
Fuck,
Hello.
I don't care. Do something.
What do you mean do something?
Do something.
You know what?
Worth my while.
That's the
Beat
quote.
me.
That's the quote of the day is do something. Do something is the quote of the day because I received a meme earlier from cousin Steven and it was the stick figure with a stick poking Brad Holmes telling him to do something. So, we obviously have some games from the weekend to recap. We have to talk about the Lions weekend. We have to talk about the trade deadline. Where do you guys want to start?
I want to go uninterrupted for a couple minutes on the trade deadline and then mix into the Vikings game. And then Uncle Sam can take it from there.
Fabulous. So, starting off on the trade deadline, I think it's obvious that the New York Jets, well, number one, let's start here. Aaron Glenn's safe for like a long time.
A year at least.
A year at least. They traded away not only Sauce Gardner, but also Quinnen Williams. The haul that they got back, in my opinion, on both of those guys was all you could ask for. Like, what more could you ask for? I was breaking this down in my head. What corner in this league do you think is worth more than 2 first-round picks and a number 3 receiver?
Am I crazy to think they overpaid?
Yeah, 100%. 1,000%. But I have a justification for it.
Go ahead.
They overpaid. Because in my opinion, that's a Pat Surtain level of trade. And he's the best corner in the league, right? This is my thought, though. Indianapolis is, 7-2? They lost this weekend, 7-2.
6-2. 7-2.
7-2.
They have a bye? No.
No,
Either way, they have 2 losses, and they're towards the top of the AFC.
Correct. They really think in their heart of hearts they could make a run at this. The AFC seems a little bit weaker than usual. They really think they can make a run at this with Daniel Jones and have money to spend because of it. So they did what they had to do today at the deadline and brought in a top 5 corner in the league, probably top 3, to try and solidify that defense. And I commend them for it because they're looking at it from the standpoint of I believe they're the number 1 seed in the AFC right now.
They are.
Yeah. We're the number 1 seed in the AFC. We control our own destiny. If we keep winning games, God knows what could happen.
Colts, Patriots, Broncos all tied at 7-2. Patriots and Broncos, by the way, have all won. Both of them won 6 in a row, which is outstanding. The Colts are coming off a loss to the 4th place team, which is the Steelers.
I'm sorry. In my opinion, if you are in that mindset, you are in the mindset where we have an opportunity this year to try and do this, and we haven't had it, but we do. I have no problem with overpaying. I don't. I have come to that realization. I do not have a problem with what the Colts did today. Yeah, they overpaid. They overpaid. But they got a position of need, and they got the best player that nobody else even knew was available. Sauce Gardner's coming off a huge extension. Nobody thought that deal was going to get done. Nobody thought Sauce was going to get traded today. They threw the offer out there, and it was taken. Your thoughts, because I want to know where you're at. I know you're not the biggest Sauce Gardner guy, but if you are, from the Colts' perspective, being the number 1 seed, having a position of need and overpaying, what are your thoughts?
They did what they had to do. They did what they had to do to keep the train rolling. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, okay, so they gave up 2 first-round picks for him. What do you want to do?
And Adonai Mitchell.
Well, it's not like he was seeing the fucking field anyway. I mean, they took him as a first-round pick, no? Mitchell was a first-round pick.
I think A.D. Mitchell was a first-round pick. If he wasn't a first-round pick, he was a second-round pick, but I think he was a first-round pick.
I want to say he was a first.
Everyone
but
the Jets got back today was a first-rounder, I'm fairly certain.
He's
I
52nd,
don't think that's
overall.
bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Good player, though.
so he was a second-round pick. So you're getting a second-round pick in return at an X receiver position that you don't have. They don't have an X. All they have is Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
And he's been hurt for the past 3 weeks.
You don't have anything.
So, they have to do something.
Your thoughts on that trade specifically, the Sauce Gardner trade?
I think that the Colts overpaid. I don't think Sauce Gardner, gun to your head. Start with you.
Here's the issue. The defense has changed within the past 3 years that Sauce has been drafted.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed a lot.
He's still good, though.
It's not the same defense.
He's still a top
that he
5
came
corner,
into,
though.
and
Is he
that
not?
He was rookie of the year.
Yeah, but he's still a top 5 corner in football, I would say.
Correct.
And I'm someone that's
he
low
is.
on Sauce Gardner.
It's got to, you know what? He's got to be in the right position. These coaches come in and they tinker and they fuck and they do this and that.
They fuck.
You gotta let this guy play to his abilities. And if you can't do that as a coach, you fail. You fail. Because if you have premier talent and you have to go to where his strengths are, not to where his weaknesses are.
You asked my thoughts on this trade in particular. Gun to your head, can they win the AFC with Daniel Jones?
Yes.
Gun to your head, can they win the AFC with Daniel Jones?
Yes.
What I've seen out of them, yes.
I don't think they can win the AFC with Daniel Jones. I think he's Sam Darnold from last year. I think he's in an outstanding system. I think the Colts 100% got better. I saw them against not necessarily the class of the AFC this weekend, but I saw them get I saw them get handled pretty soundly by another division winner, a team that's competing with them in Pittsburgh. And I fear they beat the Chargers, right? The Colts beat the Chargers. I don't know how they're going to fare against a team like Baltimore, against a team like Buffalo, against a team like Kansas City, against a team like the Patriots. I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to get it done.
They have
Love
the
the
X
trade.
factor. They have the X factor.
I'll say this much. In trading the 2 first-round picks, you needed to hedge in the event that you needed a quarterback. I think what they might be thinking is this Daniel Jones thing is great because it's giving us time to develop Anthony Richardson, and we might not need a quarterback.
Correct.
That's why we could pull this off right now. On paper, I think this is a big win for the Jets.
Huge win for the
A guy that wasn't going to be happy and that isn't, you could replace a corner. They had two of them last year, even though they just lost their two corners.
Right.
They had two good corners last year. You can draft another one. And I trust Aaron Glenn is a DB. He's a DB guy. I trust this guy to develop future DBs. And the Jets now have, between this and we haven't talked about the Dallas trade, between this and the Quinnen Williams trade, they have the pieces now. They're going to have their pick of the litter, not just at quarterback, but at every position.
Right.
And they're going to finish in last. They should finish in last, right? So they're probably going to end up with the number 1 overall pick, which, I think it's arbitrary the differences between the 4 quarterbacks, like Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, the kid from Alabama, I can't remember his name, Ty Simpson, South Carolina, Lenoris Sellers. It's one of those 4, and it's arbitrary. So you might not even have to spend pick 1 on a quarterback because you have enough picks and ammo to go out if you want to trade pick 1. So I think the Jets are in really good position, and I agree with what you said on Aaron Glenn.
What the Giants did.
That's kind of what the Giants did, yeah.
That's exactly what they did.
Stockpile
Yeah.
picks and see where it goes.
My thoughts. Okay, and I don't think that the Colts defense is not like a generational defense, right?
No.
Because if you have an average quarterback, you can win a Super Bowl with a generational defense. We've seen that. Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco, et cetera, et cetera.
Terry Bradshaw.
They don't have that, but the Jonathan Taylor thing is an interesting.
It's the X factor.
That's the X
It's
factor.
the X factor.
That's what almost
Got a
makes you
monster.
think.
You
And
can
they have
just
a
hand the ball off.
they have a good group of young receivers there.
Yeah.
You have a great tight end. You added a huge piece to your defense today. They might just be good enough with the way the AFC looks. And we'll talk about that later because we just saw what everybody thinks is the cream of the crop of the AFC play this week. They just played. So that we will talk about. And the other thing is, in 2 weeks, we get to see the Colts go into Arrowhead. That'll be huge. Trade number 2 involved the Jets as well. Quinnen Williams goes to Dallas. My first thoughts, because I saw the tweet, they turned Micah Parsons into, who's the defensive tackle? Kenny.
Mozzie Smith.
No, the one that the
Kenny
Cowboy-
Clark. Kenny Clark.
I had a moment there. I kept wanting to say Kenny Powers, and I know it's not Danny
Kenny
McBride.
Clark, I'm sorry.
Kenny Clark. They've now turned Micah Parsons into Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and a first. My question to you is, which side of that trade would you rather be on? Micah Parsons or Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, and a first?
Well, they got their interior defense is set now for. Well, Kenny Clark is old. I mean, but he's a guy that the young guys can learn from him. Quentin Williams is a very good player. He's probably one of the top 3 tackles in football.
Bruce, you want to take care of that?
Yep.
Thank you.
What?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay.
Quinnen Williams, a top 3 tackle in football.
Yeah.
I agree.
Top 3 in football.
But again, because you're beating around this right now,
I'm not beating around anything.
would you rather have
listen,
Micah Parsons or that package?
I would rather have. No, I think the Quentin Williams package.
I'd
is
rather
better.
have Micah Parsons.
And not only that, I mean, the Jets are getting that Mozzie Smith kid from Michigan in place of
Quinnen Williams.
Quentin Williams.
I mean,
is he as good as Quentin Williams? No,
ain't
obviously
even
not.
close, no.
He's not close. But you know what? I actually like what Dallas has done. Dallas has a really nice rotation with the 3 guys that they got. The rookie from I can't remember where he was from. That's playing right
Is
now.
it Boston College, Ezeraku?
Yes.
I think it was Boston College,
He's
right?
actually a defensive end. They got 3 rookies. The Kneeling kid from Michigan, from Western Michigan, who had to block return for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only points that Dallas really had outside of field goals by Brandon Aubrey. I mean, listen, anybody going to talk about the Cardinals at all?
Okay, can we get there? We're
Talk
getting
about
there.
the fucking Cardinals.
We're
dude.
getting there. We're getting
You
there.
know?
I have an issue
The
with that.
trade thing, I get it.
I have an issue with it. I have an issue with it because to me, that Cowboys team would be better off with Micah Parsons than whatever they got. today.
I don't know what their GM.
That's it's Jerry Jones.
I don't
Wait,
know
hold
what
on,
Jerry's
hold
thinking.
on. We're getting a lot of fantasy questions in our chat at the moment. We're getting a lot of. We will get there. We're just running through this trade deadline. We got to run through the Lions really quickly. We will get to the fantasy.
We'll take a break in between trade
Yeah,
deadline and Lions.
I promise. We're gonna do some fantasy. So keep your questions coming, and we'll get to them.
Would you? Now I ask you the same question. Would you rather have Micah Parsons or Kenny Clark, Quinton Williams, and a first?
You got the
Yeah.
capital there with Quentin Williams.
Yeah, no,
Kenny Clark in the first
I
round
think I
pick.
thought the Cowboys came out on the right end of the market. Micah Parsons trade off the rip. I thought the Cowboys
Wait
won
a
that
minute
trade off the
here.
rip.
They're getting a first round pick for Quentin Williams, right?
They gave up a first.
They gave up.
They gave up a first.
They received 2 firsts in
Correct.
consecutive years for Micah Parsons.
Correct. Okay, so
So they traded Micah Parsons and came out of it with Kenny Clark, Quinton Williams, and a first.
right,
And they still get to keep one of their firsts too.
correct. They still have theirs too.
Yeah, I mean it'll be the Packers first, but they get to keep
Packers.
one of their
Okay,
firsts.
so they're going to
yes.
get a late first rounder
Correct.
from the Packers.
Yes.
When you look at it, where's Aaron Glenn sitting in all this? He has 3 first round picks coming to him right now.
No, Zolo just said they have 4 this year, correct?
It's 3. I'd have
There's
to get a
3 and
list of all
3.
the Jets picks,
Like
but
they have like 6 coming.
they have a lot of
They
picks.
got a one this next year for Sauce.
They got
2.
2.
They got
Where-
1 in consecutive years.
I
yeah.
thought it was the year after.
Yeah,
One.
1 in 26
Okay.
and 1 in
1 in
27
27.
from Dallas.
Correct.
And then they got a 1 from,
For Quentin
or excuse me,
Williams.
I'm sorry. They got the 1 in 26 and 27 from Indianapolis. And then they got the 1 from Dallas for Quinton Williams. So they got 3
So
ones today.
They got 3 ones today.
On top of their
that,
2
that
ones.
Dallas pick is going to be a high fucking pick.
It's gonna be mid first round. Yeah,
maybe higher.
yeah, maybe higher. The way it's looking right now, right?
And
like
they're
of
going
course
to have
they're
the
gonna-
first pick overall
Yeah,
because they're dog shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't need like if they pick first,
Yeah.
they can have their pick of the quarterbacks. Like there's 4 quarterbacks that are going to have
Right.
first round grades. They don't have to take a quarterback at 1. They could trade 1 and they could stockpile even more picks if they could fleece a team that
if
likes
you
1.
have the advantage of being able to take the best player in the draft.
The best player might not be a quarterback
Might not
this
be
year.
a quarterback.
So
Exactly.
so yeah, they might have
So
that
you
luxury.
turn around, you take the best player, and then you come back at
So
maybe they're picking at 4 or 5 with Dallas. the way
from
they've been playing.
from a rebuilding standpoint, the
Yeah.
Jets are in really good shape.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Mozzie Smith is a bust, but you got a first rounder back in him. You got personnel you could
Well,
plug in for
depth,
Quinn
he's
Williams.
depth on their defensive
Depth,
line.
but he could be better than depth. He could be worse than depth. And same with AD Mitchell. AD Mitchell had a Adonai Mitchell had a first round grade on him last year.
Correct.
He was
And he
better.
fell to the second
He
round
was
'cause of
better
how
than
deep it
Xavier
was.
Worthy was at Texas. He was the
Yes.
better receiver at Texas,
Yep.
and he had
He's an
character
X.
issues.
He's the big X.
He's an X.
receiver
He's
that
the taller guy.
They don't have.
You know, could be a perfect compliment to Garrett Wilson and
Justin
fits in with.
Fields.
Could be. I mean, no, I don't think Justin Fields is the long term answer, but
Yeah, well.
Go ahead. You want to hit fantasy for a second?
yeah, let's do it's 5:12. Let's do fantasy until 5:18 rapid fire, and then I want to go back into the Lions.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of fucking thoughts right now.
How do we feel about Sam Darnold fantasy wise? Fantasy wise, good. MVP wise, better. Sam Darnold is having a better year than he had last year.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Gun in my head, if we were gonna, and I harped on this all summer, I thought the Rams would be the team to win the West. Gun in my head right now, the Seattle Seahawks are my favorite to win the NFC.
NFC? The NFC?
Matt Stafford's playing at a
Whoa.
fucking goddamn MVP level
Not
right now.
playing better than Darnold, in my opinion.
I think
just,
so.
Just my opinion, not playing
Dude,
better
he
than
has
Darnold.
22 touchdowns and 2 picks.
And the Seahawks defense is way better than the Rams defense.
Agree with that.
The Seahawks
sorry?
defense is way,
Way
better,
than the Rams?
Way better
I don't
than
know
the
about
Rams.
that.
Yeah, they're number 1 in total
I don't know
defense.
about that.
And you saw what they did the other day. And you saw what Darnold did the other day.
No.
Darnold was absurdly efficient, and then they got better today.
If I told you that the Seahawks have 29 more points scored this year than the Rams, would you believe me?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Skip says next weekend he'll change his opinion. I'll tell you what opinion I'm not going to change is that whoever wins the NFC West is probably going to win the NFC. Because if Skip, you're probably new here. I've been saying that all year. I thought it was the Rams. When I say all year, I mean going back to April, because I've been saying that the NFC West has an advantage this year because they get to play the NFC South, which is the worst division in the NFC, and the AFC South, which is the worst division in the AFC. So it's the reason why San Francisco is still doing the damn thing here.
Correct.
You know?
With fucking nobody.
They're gonna get 3 teams in, and then you're clearly high on the Cardinals right now. Like the Cardinals don't look that bad
With Brissett.
with Brissett, who's gonna start. It was just announced right when we went live that that Brissett's gonna start another week. So on Sam Darnold, yes, I feel good. I feel better with Rashid Shaheed. They're eventually going to get Cooper Kupp back. A.J. Barner has been good all year. They're balancing the running backs perfectly. And then it goes without saying that Jackson Smith and Jigba is a league winner. So from a fantasy perspective, I'm high on Sam Darnold. MVP perspective, I mean, he's got to be right in the conversation. Stafford's up there.
Agreed.
Sam Darnold. Quarterback-wise, who else is in the conversation? I guess you could put Daniel Jones in there. I don't know if he's still in there after this week.
Bake shop.
Baker Mayfield was in there. We'll see. But, yeah, I mean, it's right now the 2 best quarterbacks in football are Stafford and Darnold. So I'm not going to change on that, Skip. Sorry. Thanks for following us, though. We need a break from the Chiefs, 49ers, and Eagles being in the Super Bowl. I think we're going to get that this year.
I agree.
Let's see. Should I move Cook for playoffs? I have Gibbs, and my wide receivers are Nico, Pittman, McLaurin, and Reed. If you think you can tame a good wide receiver, if you think you can lure in a good wide receiver for moving Cook, and I'm assuming he's talking about James Cook.
Correct.
Yeah, why not? What do you guys think?
I'm good with that too. I mean, I like the idea of having Gibbs and Cook stacked, but that's just me.
Matthew,
When you lose because you had the nerd you're playing, fucking linebackers both had 20 points.
Yeah.
Matthew, thoughts on Worthy the rest of the season? Uncle Sam, what do you think on Xavier Worthy the rest of the season?
Sorry?
What do you think about Xavier Worthy the rest of the season?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Rice is clearly the guy.
The only consistent starts I think you got for Chiefs pass catchers are Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. You just don't know where the ball's going to go other than that.
And they've both been good.
If you could trade Worthy, I would.
I'm a Worthy owner, so that's tough to hear, but I think I agree. Scrolling up really quickly.
I got one here.
We just offered Bijan Robinson, Alvin Kamara for Achane and Harvey. Should I do it? I don't hate that.
I would. I'm rest of the season. I really like Devon Achane.
Yeah, and guess who else? What about RJ Harvey? Every week, every single week, RJ Harvey is Bo Nix's first look in the passing game when they get into goal-to-goal situations.
Two his days are going to be numbered. So I think that you're going to have the Devon Achane.
Hold on now. This Tua thing, this could go one of two ways.
He's either going to tear it.
He already knows he's on his way out the door. Either he tears it up, or he just tanks it on purpose. I don't think he's going to tank anything. I think he's going to come out there. He's a pro. He's going to play, and don't be surprised if his numbers don't start jumping now that he knows he's not there next year.
Aldo says
he's auditioning for another team.
Aldo says, should I be worried about Breece Hall? I mean, no. I think what we've seen what we've seen about Breece Hall. I don't think losing Sauce Gardner has anything to do with that. Here's what
he wasn't happy today. He was not happy on Twitter that he got traded.
Nothing's going to play out.
Get traded.
He's going to play out his contract.
Right.
Here's why I wouldn't worry about Breece Hall. I actually really think the Jets have put in good work on their offensive line. I think their offensive line is decent. And when you have a bad quarterback, there's no better recipe than a good offensive line and a good running back. And on top of that, I think that's what Aaron Glenn long-term is going to like to do. So I actually like Breece Hall's trajectory the rest of the year. I think it's going to go further up. He was great in that win 2 weeks ago. I thought he was pretty good against the Bengals. Was he not?
Yep.
So I feel decent about Breece Hall. If you're still here. Sorry it took so long to get to that. Rashid trade value.
We need to talk about that. I'm guessing that's Rashid.
Yeah.
Rashid Shaheed was traded to the Seahawks.
Right.
Love it. Adding another, explosive weapon for Sam Darnold to chuck the ball to.
Yeah.
I I think that's another one. Let's go back to it. That the Rashid Shaheed trade was another one, much like the Colts, where they saw a position of need because Cooper Kupp obviously is not what he was 2 years ago. They saw the position of need, they see their window, and they went out and got the guy. They went out and got the guy. I'm thrilled with it. I think it was a great trade for both sides. Don't let him rot there. I didn't think New Orleans traded enough away today, to be honest with you. I expected the Kamara thing to go down. Surprised that it didn't. I love the fact that they got Shaheed out of there, and I love the benefit it has for the Seahawks. You're adding another weapon on top of Jackson
they get for him?
Smith-Njigba, who's, I mean, it's
What
Jackson.
did they get?
Jackson
What did they
Smith-
get for Shaheed?
It was like a 4th and a 5th, like conditional
Oh, they
4th
got
and a
2
5th.
picks?
Yeah.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, I believe, is fantasy receiver 2 or 3 at the moment. And now you're adding Rashid Shaheed on top of that. Take it all day. Huge trade for them. Love it.
I like the trade too, and there's someone that asked about. Is this what you're talking about? This, how? Yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba 100% benefits. Look what he did with Cooper Kupp on the field, and the early indications are that Seattle needed to make this trade because Cooper Kupp might be out long term or a little bit longer than expected. It's only going to benefit them down the road. If you're a Seahawks fan, you got to be feeling
Really nice.
really good right now.
Really nice.
They're in great shape over there, and that's going to be a fun division race to watch down the stretch. Trade Swift and Dobbs for Jalen Warren and Worthy. I'm assuming DeAndre Swift and Romeo Dobbs for Jalen Warren and Worthy. If I have Romeo Dobbs right now, I think I'm hanging on to him because you lost Matthew Golden and Tucker Kraft last week. That's a team offensively that can't be feeling very good right now. Their offense has basically regressed since week 1, Green Bay.
The Kraft thing is huge. That's
and
huge for Jordan Love.
That's their best player on
Because
offense
that's-
outside of
that's
Jacobs.
his safety blanket, and it's gone.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bucky or Nico Collins? I don't love Nico Collins with Stroud out, and it was hard to like Nico Collins with Stroud
On
there.
the contrary, dude, I thought fucking Davis
here we
Mills
go.
come in and really played pretty well for a guy that hasn't played. I mean, that was my opinion. I don't know. You didn't think he played well?
He played well, but I mean, I'm not getting too carried away. I mean, they scored 15 points.
Yeah, but I mean, to come in that position in the heat of battle, he stood up and he was trying, dude. Hey, he's been better than fucking Stroud.
Yeah, but I think
The whole
bar-
thing is dog
I think
shit.
the bar's low there.
Their fucking
against
offensive
those.
line
Dude,
for him.
you're going to sit here and tell me you like Nico Collins upside with fucking Davis Mills at the
Yeah, I
helm.
do.
Come on, bro.
Luis, you're probably tuning in late. I'll make this quick. What is the value of Sam Darnold right now? We're all high on Sam Darnold here across the board. It's high. You're if you have Sam Darnold, you have a shot to. You have another quarterback that you drafted in front of him. Maybe you could sell high on that quarterback. Sam, quick question: Marvin Harrison Jr. and David Montgomery for Rico Dowdle. Would you do that?
Yes,
I think I would too.
I would too. David, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a David Montgomery owner, I would shop him now. Personally, I think you'll be better off with that for the rest of the season.
Jacoby Myers. We didn't talk about him getting traded today. Jacoby Myers or Rashid Shaheed going forward. I like Rashid Shaheed.
I like Rashid Shaheed. Listen to me. Everything that has to do with Seattle pass catchers right now, buy in. Buy in.
Would you take for fantasy Daniel Jones or Matthew Stafford? Stafford is throwing to
numbers.
Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I can't name any of Daniel Jones' receivers. Pittman, Dobbs, Downs, Warren. Who else? They traded A.D. Mitchell today. There's someone else that's missing.
Well, you're going to have a big resurgence here for them.
yeah, agreed.
What's this deep threat guy?
Their offense
The
goes
white
through.
dude?
Their offense is going to
Alec
go
Pierce.
through
Alex
Jonathan.
Pierce.
Alec Pierce.
Their offense is going to go through Jonathan Taylor, though. I think
Yes,
we can agree on
correct.
that, right?
The Alec Pierce thing, I expect huge things out of him the rest of the season. I really do. Is Ashton Doolin still on the team?
Yes.
If Ashton Doolin's still there, buy in Ashton Doolin now.
Padre says Goff or Baker this week. Well, why don't we talk? Can I go uninterrupted here to talk about the Lions just for a
Are
couple
you going to
minutes?
talk about the game or the trade deadline?
I'm gonna start with the trade deadline leading into the game.
Go ahead. I want to throw up.
Yeah,
I want to fucking throw up.
just give me
Go.
1
Do
second
your
here.
thing. Do
So
your thing.
So we've been hearing how the Lions have been linked to the Lions are shopping edge, the Lions are shopping safety. Listen, I don't think the Lions ended up needing a pass rusher like we think they did. They're second in the league in sacks. I know, whatever, laugh it up. Second in the league in sacks. They have the number 6 guy in sacks, the number 11 guy in sacks. 2 of their linebackers are in the top 20. I don't think pass rush was a need. I don't think corner or safety was a need. I think their DBs have played just fine with all the injuries, and I think there's been no issues on that front. Something that I cannot deny is in need was the offensive line. That is why you lost on Sunday. You lost because for the 3rd week in a row, you went up against a good defensive front. And this one happens to be, in my opinion, the best defensive coordinator in football, and Brian Flores. And he cooked. He put 9 guys in the box, 8 guys in the box, disguised his coverages and said, listen, you're not going to be able to run the ball. And if you're not going to be able to run the ball, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You're not going to beat us. And they said after the game, Dan Campbell said after the game, listen, if there's not much you can do if they're keeping you honest in the run game. When you drop back to pass, you're a sitting duck. And that's what happened to Goff. You can blame Goff all you want. You can blame John Morton, and I want John Morton to be on the hook a little bit because the play calling's been bad. But the fact of the matter is, the Lions have done what they've done the last couple years because they've had one of the best offensive lines. They get good push. They gash you on first down with 4 or 5 yard runs. So it's second and manageable, okay? And they wear defenses down. And if they're not able to do that, it's really difficult to win games. And they're not able to do that right now. The play calling has been bad, and Goff has been bad because they're not able to run the ball effectively. It's that simple. It starts with the offensive line. It is a major problem right now. It's even more of a major problem because Sewell is banged up. Decker has another injury now. He's got a leg injury, and he was already playing at 50%. Mahogany is probably done for the long term, maybe for the year. Glasgow was banged up going into the season, had issues, and Tate Ratledge left the game. So at a minimum, going into the day today, you needed a guard. Let's call it one guard. If not a swing offensive lineman, tackle guard, you needed a guard. There were guards available. If you didn't want to go get Kevin Zeitler because he wants to play on the right and that would make Ratledge uncomfortable, that's fine. I get it. Joel Bitonio was sitting there, and you didn't do anything. Wiley was sitting there. You didn't do anything. You didn't make one call.
Allegretti.
Allegretti.
You wanted to move on from him too?
Allegretti. I mean, it's egregious to me. This isn't last year with the DN. Again, I'm not as fascinated with defensive linemen as people are. This isn't last year, but you needed an offensive lineman. I don't think they're going to be able to get it done injured with this current offensive line crop, and I'm pissed. I'm actually pissed because
Penning got traded.
Penning got traded for, and you know what he got traded for?
Peanuts.
A future 6th or a conditional
Peanuts.
6th, a 2027 6th,
Peanuts.
nothing. And he's a swing guy.
Yep.
And he's a guy that's going to
play
play.
every position in the offensive
Play every
line.
position.
You praised the hell out of him in the pre-draft process, however long ago he was traded on this show.
I'm not happy. And another reason I'm not happy, which is what you're going to probably talk about, is you traded 3/3 or 2/3 to go up and get Isaac Tesla, who's not touching the field. I get it. Isaac Tesla is probably going to be a factor down the road next year when you develop him a little further, but you got a Super Bowl team. You have a team that could win now, and
Those
you're
3 picks, you could have replaced what was going on right now.
100%. Let alone in the
Yeah.
previous draft, you
Yeah.
could have got guys that can contribute right now. I think it's egregious that they didn't get an offensive lineman today. I think it's more egregious than the lack of, because at least they went after Zadarius Smith last year. At least
Right.
they did that. They got the best D lineman that ended up getting traded last year. This year it's different. You needed offensive line. You might be able to win this week without one. You are not beating Philly with your current offensive line in 2 weeks. You're probably not beating Green Bay on Thanksgiving. You're going to get pushed around by the Giants' defensive line in between then. It's just you're relying on too much. I'm pissed. Uncle Sam brought up a great point. They got beaten all three phases on Sunday. Their special teams was poor. They got beat. The defensive line was okay. It could have been better, but the offensive line was the problem. You cannot win a Super Bowl with this offensive line. You had a chance to make it better today. And I don't know, maybe they did make a call on Joe Bitonio. Maybe Cleveland was saying, nah, we're going to stay put. We want a 3rd for him. Give him the 3rd. Give him the 2nd. Give him the
They
second
don't
round
have
pick.
The third. The third's gone. Remember?
Thirds are all gone. Give him a second round pick. Give him a second round pick. If I saw Joe
Give up that
Bitonio,
for Tesla.
if I saw Kevin Zeitler for a second round pick, I'd have been okay with it. But you're sitting on picks now and you're relying on a lot that I don't think you're going to get because 3 straight weeks. You want to blame Goff? Anyone that wants to talk shit about Goff? It's tough for me because I think Goff is struggling right now because their offensive line is bad. It's why Gibbs is struggling. It's why Montgomery's struggling. It's why Goff is struggling. It's why John Morton can't call the right plays because everything they do relies on how well they play at the line of scrimmage. You're going on 3 straight weeks of getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. You didn't do anything about it today. Trouble's afoot. Sorry. Go ahead. Thank you for letting me talk, guys.
The Trevor Penning trade to me was the biggest kick in the nuts of the day for the Lions because he cost nothing. He cost you nothing to get him back. Look at what the Chargers lost Joe Alt immediately without question. Went and traded for a guy. Is he the best guy? No. He's not the best. He's not going to be the best.
I guarantee you, Jim Harbaugh will get the best out of him.
But you try and tell me right now that Trevor Penning is not better than whatever the hell else they're going to roll out there.
Yeah.
Egregious. Number 2. I so badly, and I really thought it was going to happen. I thought the Trey Hendricks thing was going to happen because Cincinnati started to trade. They traded a couple guys this morning. I thought it was going to happen. And guess what? I bet you nobody even called on him.
Nobody wanted to give up a first-round pick for a guy that's going to be a 8-week rental.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Would you give up a first-round pick for an 8-week rental if it got you across Philadelphia?
No. If it gets me a Super Bowl, yes, but no.
Here's the problem with that, because if that was the case, Howie Roseman would have got him.
They didn't need to. They already went out and got their guy earlier in the week.
Listen, he'll argue this with you. With me, you're not going to get it. I think the Lions D-line is fine. It wasn't their best game on Sunday.
Here, let me kind of give you something here real quick. Their defensive line can't get anything with just 4 guys. They
need to rush more? Or?
They can't get anybody.
They had 5 sacks on Sunday.
Hold on. With 4 guys, they just can't get home. You always got to bring linebackers. You got to bring somebody. This guy's been blitzing his ass off for the past 2 weeks, dude. They can't get home with just the front 4. They can't. They can't get home. That's an issue. And if you look at other teams, they don't need to bring guys. They don't need to bring help. You know, and
Flores,
to me,
Flores and the fourth quarter the other day, Flores was just there was one time where I think they rushed 3 guys and they absolutely, of course, a lot of backups on the field, but it was working.
That was in junk time. It was in junk time.
It wasn't in junk time. It was when some of the guys went down, but that's not the point. He was like there were a lot of instances where even though he was blitzing a lot of the time that game, he was rushing 4 and still dominating the Lions offensive
he's rushing 4. You just don't know where they're coming from.
Your point isn't lost.
My point. Indianapolis saw a window.
Correct.
Indianapolis traded away a whole bunch of picks and overpaid.
Seattle sees a window.
Seattle, is there anything wrong with Seattle's receiver room? No, the way it is,
not now.
No. Yes, Cooper Kupp is banged up. You could have went and got a guy off the street or pulled the guy from the practice squad. There's somebody on that depth chart that could fill in for him, but they didn't. They went out and they tried. They made a move that they think will help solidify them to win the division. And you want to know what else? If you're the Detroit Lions, you just watched Green Bay lose to Carolina. You just took Minnesota's best shot. You get another chance at it. You're good enough to beat the Bears. The division is yours. If you make a move today, if you make a move to solidify yourself on both sides of the ball, because like you said, they got massacred in all 3 aspects of the game.
They went to the Patriot fucking scout team and got themselves a.
I don't want to hear it.
What?
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to justify anything. I want to give the mindset again. I'm just telling you, these are the numbers and these are the facts. Their D-line has. I mean, I get it. They're not getting enough pressure. Correct. They're gonna tell you different because they have the sacks, and I don't think the D-line was the problem.
I'm not. Here's the issue. When you start, you're gonna live by the blitz or die by the blitz. Mm-hmm. Their secondary is
spotty.
so fucked right now. You know, you're missing your Pro Bowl safety.
This is what I want to get through to you right now.
Okay.
Their justification, and I'm only going to do this for the defense. Their justification on the defense is we're going to get Josh Paschal back soon. We're going to get Ahmad
They
Hassanian
just
back
pushed it now.
soon. But we're gonna get Davenport back. We're gonna have all these guys back by the end of the month. We're hoping, and then secondary wise, we're gonna get DJ Reed back at the end of the month. We're a game or two away on Kirby Joseph. We're gonna get these guys back. That's the defense. That's gonna be their excuse, whether we agree with it or not. Because I wanted a guy at all those positions. I wanted Trey Hendrickson. I wanted a pass rusher. I can live without a guy in the secondary or a DN right
Agreed.
now. I could not live with not getting a guard, an interior guy. Who is coming back? No one. No one. You have no backup
You
center.
just lost Mahogany. He's done.
Yeah, he's probably done for the
They're
year.
saying at least to playoffs. At
Go
least.
ahead. I'm sorry.
You're watching these other teams do it, though. It's not a desperate need. It's not a desperate need. Like, the Colts didn't desperately need a corner. The Seahawks didn't desperately need a receiver. Dallas is dead for all intents and purposes after last night. They're done. Their season is over. The problem I have, Philadelphia year after year doesn't need to go out at the deadline and get the depth. They do it.
In the draft. They
No.
do it in the draft. Hold on.
They
hold
do
on.
it at the
They knew-
deadline every
they knew
year.
Kelsey was going to retire. They
What are you
drafted
talking
Cam
about,
Jurgens.
Kelsey?
They drafted Cam Jurgens. I'm giving you a little
I'm
history
talking
lesson
about the
here.
deadline. I
Hold
don't
on,
care
hold
about
on.
the draft right
Here
now.
we go. They've loaded for this. The good teams, they load every year.
And then they
load
still-
every year. And at the trade
And they-
deadline, he makes the moves he needs to make.
Okay. They go out at the deadline and they get the pieces that will solidify their team that's available for them to make a Super Bowl push. We don't. We don't.
They
And
went
even
and
if
got
it's,
Alexander, knowing that he's probably fucking dog shit.
if he
They
plays
don't-
4 or
they don't
5
care.
games, who cares?
He's a body in
Right.
case somebody goes
Put
down.
him in there. Put him in there, and if he
The depth
dies, he
piece.
dies.
Depth piece.
Jalen Phillips. If you put him in there, if he dies, he dies. Like at the end of the day,
I like the Phillips thing.
So do I.
I think he's going to eat.
It's a great trade.
he's
That's a good
he's
trade.
probably going to end up getting hurt before the end of the year.
Maybe.
God bless. If he does, at least we gave it a go. He'll probably win you a game before you get to that point. That's the problem I have. And you have the homers here in Detroit that are going to say, oh, you just got to let Brad cook because if you get rid of those picks, he's not going to be able to stock back up. Fuck you. Your window, the window for how long genuinely do you think the window is for the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl?
This is a sidetrack, but I've had this conversation in other group chats. Did you know that if a coach and quarterback combination doesn't win a Super Bowl after 5 years together, they don't win one? Did you know that?
I didn't.
And that rule is applicable to everyone you can think of. Everyone you can think of.
The window is now.
Yeah,
Your
this
window
year
is
5.
right now.
This is year 5 for Jared Goff and Brad. And,
I think
and
their window's past.
Andy Campbell.
This was
their
the
window was 2 years ago.
It's not passed yet. I don't think
I
it's
think
passed.
so.
This is your window, and you're watching teams like Seattle who are new on the block, and teams like Indy who are new on the block go out and do things today to make themselves look better than you, to try and put themselves in a position where they want to be the one to take you down.
Do you really think they're good enough? If they would even let's hypothetically say they made a couple of moves here.
With the guys they
Do you
have,
think that could have put them over the edge?
I think
we
an
grab a
offensive line-
Penning and put him in at guard. You can play tackle or guard.
They needed a left guard or a center, and then
Right.
and then a swing guy. Maybe if Decker's banged up, like honest to God, I don't even think I think Skipper's a better option than Decker right now. Skipper came in the other day and they scored a touchdown.
Let's be honest. The Manu guy, he sucks. He fucking sucks.
I think he's on IR though.
It doesn't matter. He sucks anyway. What are you doing? You're not even prepared for Decker leaving right now. You were not prepared for the fucking Ragnow thing. I think that's why they took fucking the Georgia kid when they did, because they knew it was coming. They knew.
Well, they knew, and they took Miles Frazier, who, by the way, might be activated off IR. They took Miles Frazier as
Okay.
well, who could be an effective piece, but They hedged on Ratledge being able to play center
Correct.
because it would have provided them versatility. He failed. And I think that's something that affected them today.
I think them not re-signing Zeitler, fuck them right there.
Well, hold on.
Because I truly think if you had Zeitler on one side and you got Ratledge on the other side with what's his face playing fucking center, I think you're still in a better predicament than you were prior to Mahogany going down.
That's what affected them today is maybe they could have made a chance at Zeitler. Zeitler went to Tennessee because it's home. That's why he went there.
No,
and he got a
I
lot of
get
money.
that.
But
Well-
what affected them is they can't, they're stuck with Ratledge at right guard. And Ratledge has been great. Ratledge has been outstanding. He's banged up right now. But Ratledge has been good, but you cannot move him. There's no positional versatility because he failed at center, and you're not going to move him to left guard. He's going to thrive best next to Sewell. So you needed a left guard today, and that wasn't Zeitler, but it could have been Batonio. It could have been Wiley.
We don't know
It
who
could
was
have been.
available.
It could have
and
been
who's
Penning.
not.
We don't.
don't.
That's another
We don't.
story. We don't. You're right about that. But to answer your question,
here's the
Did
thing.
anybody think
to-
Sauce
Hold on,
Gardner was
to
right,
answer-
that's what I'm
No,
saying.
yeah, it's
if
true.
you need it, there's a price on everybody. There's a fucking price on everybody. And if
but
you need it to win the
understand, you
Super
need to
Bowl,
understand, Brad Holmes doesn't think like
that's
other people
why
think.
that's
Brad
why
Holmes
they're
is the
not going to
smartest guy in
win.
the
That's
fucking
why
room.
they're never going to win anything. This is why.
I don't think they're going to win anything because of that. And I've been saying
That's what
that
I'm
for
saying.
2 years.
Because
Listen, this my guy thing that they have, that's fucking cute and everything, but you cannot keep passing on generational talent to fucking do that kind of shit. It's just stupid. It's dumb, and you will not win. You got to get some bad apples here and there. Because if you don't, you're never going to.
would you have given up a second for Jermaine Johnson? They said that they came out and said that was the asking price.
yeah.
I'd have been thrilled.
I mean, the Jets were
Something.
getting fleeced all day, and maybe Will McDonald's still on a rookie deal, so it's tough. And then you got to worry about picking up that. Call on Will
Something.
McDonald.
Give us something
Yeah.
that makes it look like
Again-
you're making the push.
Again, I would have liked to see someone defensively today. I can understand their justification on we don't need anyone on defense because I do agree people are coming back, and I don't think the defense is the problem.
Yeah, but
this
some of these guys
offense-
are going to be gone a while.
This
dude. They're not
offense
gonna
has
be
sputtered.
back.
This offense has sputtered in 3 straight weeks. It has been bad. Not bad, but it's cost you games in 3 straight weeks. And if you have a problem with Goff, again, I don't think Goff's the problem. I think it starts with the offensive line. If you have a problem with Goff, you need to fix where the problems are. And it's your offensive line. Like this, you live and die by this. This is what you do. And you didn't do anything to fix it.
I wanted to see them do something today to make us think they're serious about winning a Super Bowl. You got bounced by a team you were better than last year in Washington. The same fucking thing's going to happen this year. You're going to get punched in the mouth. You're going to get dominated in the trenches, and you're going to lose a playoff game that you have no business losing.
Needless to say that they cannot be off a week and come back and
That's the other problem that I have.
that to me has been there since Campbell's been here. Every time these guys are off, they come out and they lay an egg. They lay a fucking
But
egg.
you know what else they've done since Campbell's been here?
What?
Every time they've lost, they've followed it up with a win. And there's no better
Oh,
recipe.
they got no. Listen to me. The fucking quarterback that the team you're playing this week, his arm is
Oh,
bent
yeah,
the
no,
wrong
no, no.
way.
This is good. This is good. This is a
Yeah.
good medicine. They've earned this. Their
But
schedule's
fuck,
tough. They've
You're
earned
going
this.
against Marcus Mariota.
And another problem, I think the Lions kind of shot themselves in the foot on Sunday, but also Kevin O'Connell was brilliant. He had J.J. McCarthy in position to make plays off of whatever, 6 weeks off and injured. J.J. McCarthy in his 3rd ever game. And more importantly, Brian Flores was perfect. Like that was, this is the recipe. If you want to beat the Detroit Lions, this is how you do it. You stack the box, you let your front 7 go to work on their offensive line, and you see what they can do. And if you could thwart their offensive line, you can beat the Detroit Lions.
I know a lot of people were really upset about the Minnesota loss this weekend, particularly Bruce. I know he was not happy with that loss. That loss doesn't bother me that much. Okay. It was a divisional game. You're coming off of the bye. You got dominated in all 3 aspects of the game. God bless. You need to beat them next time, but that's not the end of the world for me, right? What the end of the world for me is they're not good enough. They're not good enough to beat Philadelphia. They're not.
I don't
I've
even think
sat
they're
here
good enough
all-
to beat the Rams right now.
I've sat here all
Yeah.
year
I don't
Agreed.
think they're good enough
and
to beat
toted that this team was going to win the NFC.
the Rams.
It's the NFL's all matchup, so it's not like
Yeah.
this team versus that team. This like I can just tell you if they go up against a team with a good defensive front,
They're done.
they're going to struggle offensively, and those
Especially
games
interior.
become those especially interior.
If a team, and let me tell you something. I know we're saying that they're going to run all over Washington, and I truly think they will. But those two tackles are very tough that are there, and they're good. They're fast, and they're going to give them problems, man. And let's face it, the Lions have not been able to run the football this year like they have in the past.
Because
And that-
hold on. They did it against defensive fronts that weren't as good, but
Correct.
but against Green Bay, against Houston, or excuse me, against Kansas City, Green Bay. I don't think they were running the ball that great against Tampa. That's a good D line. Like that,
Right.
Goff had to throw to win that game, and then of course Sunday, yeah, they couldn't get it done. And to your credit, you have a good D front coming up in 2 weeks in Philly. Another good one against the Giants. I think they're going to
Yeah.
struggle against the Giants.
Dallas
Green Bay after that. Dallas has got better today, and the Rams.
and Pittsburgh.
You know,
and Pittsburgh, and then Minnesota you lost to.
those are all like those games become instantly more difficult if you can't run the ball effectively. Instantly more difficult, and I'm not looking forward to it. Now, again, they're going to get healthy, right? Miles Frazier's going to come back. I don't think you're going to see Mahogany.
No, they said he was done probably. If he might be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, it would be later on. It's not, but he's going to go
Now
on
they're
IR.
saying Pascal won't be back till maybe after December. They were saying that today. So I don't
worried-
know what
I'm not worried about their
there's-
D-line.
There's nothing there to really say, okay, well, guess what? How do you get better? There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
You got to
It
get
doesn't
better with
make
what
any
you have.
sense.
But we had
Yeah.
this conversation last year, and they ended up 15-2 with spare parts. And I think they're in better shape this year with the position they're in, getting guys back. I think that they have that to look forward to. This isn't like last year
Yeah, but they're not as dominant offensively as they've been in
But
the
it's
past.
because of their
That's the
offensive
problem.
line.
The line is fucked.
because they're offensive
They're
line.
fucked.
This is the same problem week one. And their line
And it's going to be inconsistent going forward.
when they were playing well, like I got to give credit to their line. Their line
Yeah.
was playing well, and the Lions' offense was flowing. They were running the ball, and Goff was cooking. But right now, like that's the difference.
against
right
the weaker teams.
that's the difference. Well, not even weaker team. Like I don't think Chicago's crazy weak. I don't think that. I don't think Baltimore was weak when they played him.
Baltimore was missing half their guys on the inside.
Yeah, but like, what about what they did against the Browns D line, which is one of the top
Yeah.
in football?
Yeah,
Like they ran
true.
the ball effectively that game. They punched them in the
Yeah.
mouth and they won. But there's clear like as these
be ups
guys
and downs.
Yeah.
have gotten injured, which they are all banged up. Even Sewell is banged up right now.
Yeah.
Things have gotten
Hey,
bad.
you got a little finger to the eye. He's fine.
The thing that's good, the thing that worries me is that they have one of those inconsistent games in the playoffs. None of the rest of this matters right now.
I don't want him to have time off. Fuck that. I want him to be
No,
a wild
I-
card.
Never
I want
again.
him to slide in. I don't want to ever see them get a bye week ever again.
Nope.
Can I? be
That's
honest
the
with you?
problem. Yes.
I want
Single
to
day
change
off.
gears just a little bit here. The Lions, I think, regardless of what happened today, regardless of how banged up the offensive line is, and maybe this factored in, they're going to win this division because they're still the best team in this division. Because what I saw out of Green Bay this weekend was an atrocity.
Why?
It was awful.
Why?
They're bad.
They are bad.
They're bad.
Their
And-
defense is
and-
awful.
And you nailed it. No, because their defense
No,
held.
their
Their defense
defense
held them to
is
16
keeping it
points.
in it.
Dude, Rico
Their
Dowdle.
their defense is good, but listen to your point earlier. They're in trouble without Tucker Kraft because that was his guy. That was his guy. So now it's like it's
his
Josh
blanket.
Jacobs and whoever can hopefully make a play for Jordan Love. And Jordan Love isn't going to be the one making the plays. Like guys are going to have to get open when he chucks the ball downfield.
Yeah.
They're in
Said
trouble.
Golden's out now.
You can make the case. Golden was injured. I don't know what his status is.
Questionable.
Questionable. You can make the case, like, and this is crazy, but you can make the case that this division is up for grabs. You can make that case right now.
Yes, but if you use the eye test, the Lions are clearly the best team in this division.
Fair.
Let's be honest. Chicago got real lucky.
They
to
did.
win this week.
They did.
I mean,
What about
they
Minnesota?
put 40 points up, but they
What
got
about
really
Minnesota?
lucky.
I'm not going to invest too much. Like again, I think Kevin O'Connell nailed this game plan, and JJ McCarthy.
I was not
executed
impressed.
perfectly. But like, what if JJ McCarthy puts up 2 in a row like that? Does that have
if
your
they
attention?
string it together, you know what? Real quick, I want to see who Minnesota plays this week. If they start to string them together, listen, it's a divisional. I'm going to pull one out of Uncle Sam's hat here. Divisional game. McCarthy's back. They play Baltimore this week. They beat Baltimore this week.
That's a great
I'm in.
match. That's a
They
great
play Baltimore this week. I'll buy into the Minnesota's resurgence.
The kid made the throws.
He made the throw.
He made the throws. Like the third down throw to win the game. Like I had nothing more I could say there.
Those throws were pretty wonky.
Some of them, but what about?
Those were pretty
Yeah.
wonky.
But what about the ones that weren't? What
Listen,
about the third
listen.
down throw? Was that wonky? What about the dime to Justin
What did he throw
Jefferson?
for?
The
200
run
yards?
game won them that game.
I thought
I mean, establish.
game.
Hold on.
What was the numbers?
Establishing the run won them the game, but J.J. McCarthy won the game. He's the one with the 3 touchdowns. Like the scramble on third down won them, or on fourth down was essential to the game. That was J.J. McCarthy. That wasn't the run game.
McCarthy, he was 14 for 25, 145, 2 touchdowns, and
145.
9 for 12 on the ground with a rushing touchdown.
Right.
The pick wasn't even his fault, though. The pick got ripped
this
out of his
tells
player's hand.
me that told me a lot more about the Lions than it did about Minnesota.
Right.
I thought McCarthy for his first, just getting back. You got to remember he's a rookie still.
Well,
He's a
he
rookie.
is and he isn't.
He's a rookie.
Yeah.
Going into Ford Field as a rookie, divisional game, you pull that one out, I'll give him credit. But it was a piss poor Lions performance.
I won't give him any credit.
Other than that, on the map here, Indianapolis obviously lost to Pittsburgh. You know what? Pittsburgh is the new Atlanta for me right now. They're very inconsistent. They're up and down, back and forth every week. You never know which kind of Pittsburgh you're going to get.
Their defense showed up.
Their defense played a great game.
And when that happens,
Then they're good.
they're good.
Atlanta looked like pure and utter dog shit for the first half of that game.
I thought Penix was better.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looked
Thought he was better.
slightly
Oh,
better.
yeah.
Their defense came out in the second half and was able to actually make it a game. But again, Atlanta to me, I'm out on Atlanta.
Drake London was off the fucking chain. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Penix was fucking peppering him with balls, dude. Are you kidding me?
What?
What?
I mean, yeah.
Look at his fucking numbers, dude. Come on. You had 3 fucking touchdowns.
And they still can't win.
Oh, stop.
They still don't win. They still don't win. I mean, what are we talking about here?
I don't know. What are we talking about here?
I want to see Atlanta definitively win a football game, and they don't do it. They don't do it. They either come out and they play a shitty team and blow them out of the building, or they play a good team and they end up screwing it up in the end and losing. And that's mostly due to your boy.
Okay.
We need to talk about the game that took place in Orchard Park, New York. I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
I wasn't blown away by Buffalo, but that's a great win. And I think it said more about the Bills' defense than anything. I think credit to them.
Thank you.
Um,
That was my next thing.
I'm still not floored, though. Like, I don't think they're the class of the AFC.
Who's flooring you in the AFC?
No one. I think whoever wins the NFC is going to crush whoever comes out of the AFC. But Buffalo just has the biggest track record. Buffalo and Baltimore have the biggest track records of choking when it matters most. And like they've done this before. They beat them last year in the regular season. In fact, if I remember correctly, they went into Arrowhead and won last year,
Yep.
didn't they? Right? I might be off, but either way,
Last year, the year before.
either way, they've done it before, and then when it matters, they don't do it because it's a different ball. Like what the Chiefs do best is they work the system. They're experienced and they work everything. And I mean, credit to
I thought
Buffalo.
Mahomes looked terrible, personally.
And they still only lost by 7 points.
I'm aware. But the thing is about Buffalo, I think if you can continue to play that kind of defense, it's going to be really hard.
They won't be able to sustain that.
It's going to be really hard to beat them going forward. Because I agree with you. I was not impressed with Buffalo offensively in this game,
They still won. I mean,
and they still won. That's what I'm saying. I got to give credit where credit's due there. That one made me. I love watching the Chiefs lose because it just happens in such grand fashion. I just love watching the Chiefs lose. You wanted to talk about Arizona, so take it away.
I want to talk about Arizona. I just thought Brissett, man, he's been off the chain. He's been off the chain, man.
So
That's
as-
a huge win for them.
As we went on the air, I told you he named Jacoby Brissett his starter for this week.
Yeah.
And then they came out and they said, well, it's because what's his face is going to have a 4 to 8 week evaluation. Kyler Murray.
Let's be honest.
Hold on. I'm
Kyler
not
Murray
done.
thing's
I'm not done.
dude.
Then they asked Gannon afterward, and he said, no. I think even if he wasn't injured, we would be going with Brissett going for it.
Yeah.
So this is
have
a pivot essentially. How about Kyler Murray to the Jets?
Honestly, I thought we were going to see it today.
Boom.
I thought we were going to see it today.
Kyler Murray to the Jets. Make that happen. I'm
They've
I'm with
already
you.
got that. They don't need another Kyler Murray there.
So yeah, they're going to be in the market for a quarterback
Yeah.
probably Arizona. And Jacoby Brissett.
I think the Kyler Murray thing's done.
yeah, I agree.
I
with you.
really do.
I
if
agree
he
with
can't
you.
make it there with the pieces he has there, I don't know.
But in New
Actually,
York-
he would look pretty good in New York.
But in New York, if you can
Yeah.
make it there, you can make it
Make it.
anywhere.
That's true.
Anywhere.
Are you kidding me?
I
That
agree.
media would eat him alive.
I agree. And back on Jacoby Brissett really quickly,
Yeah.
you hang on to him for a year or two, right? Like if they sign him, they're probably in the
Right.
market for a quarterback, draft a quarterback. Let that quarterback sit behind Jacoby Brissett for a year. That should work.
Yeah.
Didn't Drake May sit a little bit behind Jacoby? Was it
you
Jacoby
know, you
Brissett
can use
last
him,
year?
the Raiders.
Who had him? Where was Jacoby Brissett last year?
he was back as Patriots, wasn't he?
Yeah, didn't Drake May
yeah.
sit behind
Yeah.
him? Am I
Yeah.
making that up?
No, I think you're right.
So that's I'm with
Or
you.
no, I thought he was behind Mac Jones, no?
No, Mac
he
Jones
already
was
gone?
in Jacksonville last year.
Gone.
Jacoby Brissett was with the Patriots last year. So I mean, I'm not to give Drake Mays credit to Jacoby Brissett, but like that's a good quarterback to sit behind. He's played
Right.
serviceable ball everywhere, and if Arizona can commit to the fact that they're not winning anything tomorrow,
Right.
like the Jets, who knows? Maybe there's some trade value on Kyler Murray. Maybe you can get like a second or a third for him from a team. You know,
Yeah.
maybe there's somewhere where he fits.
Oh, speaking of quarterbacks, the Panthers cut Hendon Hooker today.
Big shocker.
I didn't see that. Shocked.
Big shocker.
Should we hit some fantasy questions before we end?
Yeah.
By the way, I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble, but the T.J. Hawkinson trade was for Broderick Martin, and who was the other one? Broderick Martin and who?
I don't know.
That's what we got back for T.J.
Hawkinson was
Hawkinson.
No, it was
Yeah, Hawkinson and it was Hawkinson. We got Broderick Martin, and there was somebody else in there too for Hawkinson, and I can't remember who it was. But neither one of them dudes are here. So great job there.
I mean,
What are you trying to say,
it was time for
What am I
Hawkinson.
trying to say?
dude?
You traded
They
Hawkinson
bunch over
with
there,
those
too.
picks. You got Broderick Martin and hold on, let me think. Broderick Martin and who else? There was somebody else.
Listen, at the end of the day, would you rather have Sam Laporta or Hawkinson?
I don't know. Who would you rather have?
Sam Laporta all
Okay.
fucking day.
Okay.
They got a fourth,
Hold on.
a 2023 fourth round pick, and a conditional 2024.
For Hawkinson.
Oh no, they got a 2023 second round and a 2024 third.
Correct.
So
Which you
2024
gave
third.
right. You got Broderick Martin for that, and they took somebody
They
else.
took Broderick in the second round.
third round. They traded up. There was one of those big trades where they traded up.
Well, no. So
Oh, no,
who's
wait,
our
maybe it wasn't.
2023
I guess
second?
I might.
2023 seconds were Sam Laporta and Brian Branch. So it went. This is how the draft went.
No, they got somebody else.
No, it was those two, and then the third rounders were Hendon Hooker,
There
and
you
then
go.
they traded back into the third round at the end. My
Sorry,
fault.
it was Hendon
Hooker and Broderick Martin in the third round. of
That's
that
what
draft.
you got for TJ.
No,
Hawkinson.
they used the second on Brian Branch.
Hold
I'm
on.
good with it.
Yeah, but the
good
other
with that
two
one, too.
picks,
Don't care.
you got Broderick Martin and you got fucking Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, but you got Brian
There you go.
Branch.
I'll take Brian Branch over. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
I'll
good.
take Hendon Hooker.
Go ahead, Zolo.
No,
Got
that's
some
it.
fantasy for us.
Oh yeah, let's do some quick. Do we still have some people here? We do.
There's quite a few of you in here. Thanks for sticking with us through all the
Yeah,
ranting
thanks.
today.
And if you guys ever have questions about your teams, I know we were ranting. Like even if you want to get some in right
Big
now,
day today. We had
more
to rant.
more than fantasy questions, I like just talking ball. Like I like
Yeah.
talking about like projecting outcomes, and I know these guys do as well. That's what we do originally. So if you ever have any questions about your teams, just submit them in here. We would love to talk about them with you. Now, Rob Johnson did ask a question about the ball. Eagles, I feel better about the Eagles. That's a great trade for Jalen Phillips. I don't know if it fixes all the issues that they've had on offense, but
You know how I felt about the Eagles all year.
yeah.
I hate the Eagles. I hate Nick Sirianni. I hate Jalen Hurts. I hate watching the Eagles play football. I think they play cheap football. I don't like anything about them. Uncle Sam sits here with with Landon Dickerson all over his chin all day long. It doesn't matter. I cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are my favorite to win the NFC.
Oh, I think at a minimum the Eagles are going to win their division now. I feel a lot better. The Giants are dead. The Commanders are clearly dead. Cowboys are dead. That's good for the Eagles going forward. There's some matchup nightmares for the Eagles. I'd like to see them against the Rams, and I would like to see them against the Seahawks. They get to play the Lions and Packers both. I think the Eagles would beat both the Lions and Packers if they played today. In fact, I think Eagles-Packers is this week, right?
I
Maybe?
will double
Yes?
check, but
Yes?
Brett
No?
Chandler just said something. He just said Tampa is his favorite to win the NFC, and I will say Tampa would be my number 2 at this point. Philadelphia plays Green Bay on Monday Night Football this week at Lambeau.
Yeah, at Lambeau, and then they have the Lions the next week on Sunday
I
Night
still
Football.
think it's somebody out of the West.
So we'll still, yeah, I'm with you. Winner of the West wins the NFC. I thought it was the Rams preseason. I'm switching to the Seahawks right now. I love the
one
West.
of those two teams are going to have to play the Eagles.
Yeah, but the Eagles are going to have to go to them because those two teams are going to have better records.
I just saw a fantasy question that I really wanted to answer. I believe
yeah.
it was
Sorry.
No, you're good. I believe it was from Maniac. I'm looking for it.
We got to hit Savitar too.
Would you trade Gibbs and Corum for Judkins and Harrison? No,
I don't think I would.
I would not. Do not listen to me. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the is in my opinion an untradeable unless you are getting the haul of a lifetime back.
If you're trading
That's not-
Gibbs, you got to either be getting 2 top 15 guys back or like one of those other blue chippers like Jonathan Taylor
Jamar
or
Chase.
yeah.
Yeah.
Being proposed Bowers for London. I lost Kraft and Njoku as my backup. I have CD, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Williams. I don't think you need Drake London. I would keep Brock Bowers,
Same.
who's back.
100%.
I would keep Brock Bowers, especially if you lost all those tight ends. Savitar, trade 1. Olave, Diggs, or Brian Thomas. I'm getting Bowers, but I want to hold on to the better wide receivers. I would, if you could trade Brian Thomas for Bowers, I would do that.
I would too.
Diggs has been as consistent as hell, and I argue with Leon about when we were having the MVP conversation.
Shout out to President Baker.
Drake May has to be in the conversation for MVP, by the way. And
Yes,
I was
he's in there
arguing with Leon. Leon's like, y'all, he's like, I'm still not over y'all saying he a top 5 quarterback.
He's
Drake-
top 5 quarterback.
Drake May is a top 5 quarterback. He's like, well, y'all take. What about? Well, no. This year in the 2025 season, Drake May is a top 5 quarterback. That's it. That's all we're talking about. Don't mean top 5 all time. Don't mean top 5 in the game
As
right
is
now.
Daniel Jones.
Right now in 2025, Drake May and Daniel. I said that as well. I said Daniel Jones is probably in that conversation
And
too.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's like 1 or 2. But Drake May going into this week was in the top 5 for every statistic except for touchdown passes. He was 6th. So, yeah, for that reason, I like Diggs. And Olave's been consistent as hell. Olave's been good, and I like him more with Rashid Shaheed out. So Brian Thomas is probably the one to trade there. But I don't know. That's up to you.
Real quick, FanDuel just came out with updated Super Bowl odds. Mm-hmm. Any guesses who number 1 is?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Nope.
Give me a conference.
That's a giveaway.
You're going to say the Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Nope.
The Seahawks.
Nope.
The
City Chiefs are number 1.
no way.
Coming off a loss
Oh.
to the Bills. Number 2 is the Bills. Number 3 is Philadelphia.
Where's Seattle?
Number 4 is the Detroit Lions. With updated odds as of today. Number 4
I don't
is
want
the
to make
Detroit
it
Lions.
seem like I hate the Lions and that they're not like they're very much like they always rebound. Like in the last 3 years, they've always figured this out when they've slumped. They've always figured it out, and I'd rather them slump right now in November than them to hit a wall going into the stretch of the season. I just think they have a lot of issues on offense that they need to figure out. Once they do, I'll feel a lot better than them. I'm not taking the Lions over the Rams. I'm not taking them over the Eagles.
Rams are 5th.
And I'm not taking them over the Seahawks.
Seahawks, it goes so Kansas City, Buffalo, Philly, Detroit, Rams, Colts, Packers, Seahawks.
Like, I think the Patriots should be. I don't think the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl this year, but I think the Patriots should be in the conversation for a top 3 or 4 team in the AFC. You know,
They're not. It's not their year.
I still think the Patriots are going to win that division. Bless you.
you.
Anyways, I have Jones and Darnold. Is Darnold a start over 100%? Darnold is a start over Daniel Jones 100%. If you could fleece someone for Daniel Jones, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Sell
I'd be
high
the
on
market
Daniel
for
Jones. 100%. And Darnold's the one to keep. Or if you can trade Darnold, get a piece, and then another quarterback with high upside back, that's a good option as well. You think I can get away with trading away DK and Addison for Amon-Ra? I don't think you're going to get away with it, but if you could propose that to someone, do it.
Do it.
Who beats Drake? Kendrick beat Drake, but I'm not really a fan of Kendrick Lamar. I prefer Drake to Kendrick Lamar.
Love it.
Stupid.
He meant Drake May, people.
Hold on. I'm still going here.
Honestly, who's the quarterback you'd start over Drake May?
I think I can name 4 or 5 I would start over Drake May.
Mahomes, Allen,
Darnold.
Darnold. I'd probably Lamar.
Yeah,
Maybe
Lamar,
not.
Lamar right
Lamar.
now. No, Lamar right now is on that
Bo
list.
Nix.
That's it.
Nick.
That's it.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix got punked by the Houston defense.
Still
Stafford.
towards
Stafford's on that list.
Drake May this week from my league.
Stafford's on that list.
How about anybody else?
Who do you think wins the division of the AFC West? Do the Chiefs come
I
back?
dropped Stafford.
I think the Broncos win the AFC West.
30
I don't
points
think that's
you're ahead.
indicative of any future of the Chiefs. I think the Broncos have a more favorable schedule, and they're already in control. And the Chiefs have some stuff they're going to
40
overcome.
points
But
you got- you
if the
got
Chiefs
by
get in the
9
playoffs, they're
points,
going to be in good
ate
shape.
Your ass this week.
Did I beat
Who do you think wins the AFC West?
This fucking guy.
I mean,
Last time I checked, we were neck and neck.
okay,
Right?
are we having a conversation about your guys' fantasy game? You lost.
Why not?
It's not a shocker. You always lose. You just got beat by Bruce this week, which sucks.
You got beat by him last week, so shut the fuck up.
Because he put up 220 fucking points last week. What am I supposed to do?
Whatever. What'd you
I
put
have
up
the
this
most.
week?
Hold on.
What'd you put up this week?
What, 170? I'd have beat him this week. I lose every
Oh.
week.
Put up
Yeah.
more than that.
167.
Yeah, thank you. You don't break 150 points. That's why you lose. I put up 180 and fucking
Whatever.
lose every week.
I had 2 by Booty.
I don't want to
with
hear about your
fucking
zeros.
Questionable.
Hey, Booty got me.
Fucking game.
Booty got me the other day too. He got me pretty good.
And
Did you know-
then
did you know he's the
fucking my
number 9?
receiver- Hold on, McCaffrey, my receiver for Washington,
he also
went out
died.
on the kickoff.
Yeah, he also
I was
died.
done.
Did you know Booty's wide receiver 9 going into that
I
game?
know he is.
He's having a good year.
I have.
Not anymore.
Drake May, baby.
Drake May.
We didn't talk about Jacoby Myers, by the way.
I think, personally, that the Chargers still have a shot to win that division. I don't think it's outside of the
I don't love the Joe Alt news,
No,
Joel.
that's the big.
but yeah, I mean they're in
They
it.
still
They're
have a shot.
they're in it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know everybody's going to disagree with me. The Kansas City little surge there, the Kansas City team that we saw against the Bills, which was pretty uninspiring, that's the real Kansas City.
I don't.
The surge was great, but I'm sorry. It's just not. I don't think they are the world beaters that they were because they strung together 3 weeks in a row where they look like their old selves. I just don't think they
I
are.
was shocked they didn't make a move and try to get somebody to.
Everybody said all day it was Brees Hall.
Brees Hall.
Everybody said all day
Yeah,
it was
well,
Brees Hall.
that didn't happen.
All right, now they have the bye this week. Then they come
I
out.
thought it was going to be Kamara.
They go to Denver coming out of the bye.
Yeah.
For the record.
I disagree on the 3-week thing. They were 3 weeks against 3 pretty good teams.
Yeah.
And they're healthy now. And I think that, like, again, the NFL's matchup based. They got a bunch of bad matchups, and Buffalo defensively played well for the first time in a couple weeks, and they got the job done at home. And credit to the Bills. I don't think this is indicative on if they played again. There's no team I like in a second game more than the Kansas City Chiefs, probably.
Yeah.
It's really hard to beat a
When
team
they
twice.
have time to prepare for what you do. Yeah.
But I still don't think either of those teams are the class that
They're going to lose to Denver coming out of the bye. In Denver.
the Chiefs.
Yep.
I just think Denver's a better team, though.
One thing that really bothered me this week, bullshit roughing the passer calls. And it
That one
wasn't
on
just-
Jack Campbell was
it
so
wasn't
bad.
Just one fucking game, dude. It was like 4. And I was just like,
Week after
what
week, the officiating gets worse and
Byron
worse.
Young got called for roughing the passer.
I've been
He
saying it since week
obliterated the
one.
quarterback, and they called him for roughing, dude. And I was just like, you know what? What part are we taking out of the game? If a guy gets hit hard, you're going to call it for roughing? To me, that's just fucking ridiculous, dude. Everybody needs to stop. Oh, he uses his weight to land on him. Fuck you, dude. I want to see you move 20 miles an hour and stop dead. Fuck you.
Yeah. What he said.
What? It's every week, dude. Every week you see these phantom roughing the passer calls.
It's not
Or if a
only
guy
that, dude.
if a guy gets slapped on the helmet, it's fucking a penalty. That to me is an absolute joke.
It's the fact that these
Joke.
guys are making calls and they don't even know who they're making the call on.
No, they know they're making the call. They know. They know who it
Number
is,
10?
dude. It doesn't matter. When a quarterback takes a big hit, they're throwing the flag.
I'm talking about all of the field, not just the quarterback.
What are you talking
There
about?
was a call in the Lions game. The ref goes on number 10, and there was no number 10 on the field. It was Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams standing next to each other. So he said on number 10. These guys need to wait. Something needs to change with the officiating. It's fucking terrible in every game.
I agree.
Every game.
It's
every game.
It's inconsistency. There's no. It's arbitrary. Like each officiating crew, it's arbitrary week
And
to
it
week
just-
on what
it
is
makes-
what.
It makes everything just look so rigged.
What would have pissed me off so badly is if they didn't call the Terrion Arnold interception. By the way, Terrion Arnold has been good in 3 straight games. In case anyone's noticed,
He has.
He's been very good, and he was good on Sunday as well. The Terrion Arnold interception where he took the ball away from Naylor, that was a pick 2 weeks ago against Tampa. That was considered a pick. So they talked about it, and it looked like they were going to pick up the flag. That would have pissed me off because then it's arbitrary. The same play is getting called inconsistently from week to week, and that is the problem, is there's no consistency in the calls. The reason there's no consistency is because these officials are not full-time officials. They need to be spending the week getting paid, but spending the week reviewing these things and say, this is how we call this, this is how we call this. Even if it's bang bang, we need to be better about it, and there needs to be more league intervention.
It needs
That
to be
was
some
not
accountability.
The Jack Campbell.
I'm tired of the bullshit.
The Jack Campbell play, they said, oh, he's following through and he landed on with his body weight. You could see him going to brace himself and move to the side and land on his arm, so he didn't land on him with his body weight. And then they said Aiden Hutchinson kicked his leg out, or I don't even know what that was, but
Face was
like,
planted.
come on, like, what are these guys supposed to do? If Jack Campbell moves out of the way to not put his body weight on him, he's going to let the quarterback get the throw off. So is that what you want? Like the quarterback's just supposed to, or the defender's supposed to move out of the way so the quarterback can get the throw off? Like, what are we doing?
Only when you play in Kansas City.
Also, for the record, that is true.
That is true.
They are saying that we might be without Sewell and Decker this week.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Gives Washington a chance.
Might just give him a chance. Do you have any more fantasy you want to hit before?
Marcus Mariota. Play him. Pick him up and play him this week.
Anything we should add? Is McLaurin droppable at this point? Should I pick Jerry Jeudy back up?
I don't know about droppable, but like we're getting, like, don't you have an
Put him on
IR
your
slot?
IR, dude.
We're getting really close to Commanders players not being
Playable.
We're trending there. Talk about that people were trying to predict that the Lions would be this team this year, the team with the playoff team with the regression that doesn't make it. And the Commanders were clearly that team. And now, like, every year we're going to have to scrutinize second-year quarterbacks that were good their rookie year and how they fare the next. Like, we're going to have to heavily scrutinize that because maybe there's a lot missing.
Bo Nix
But
struggled earlier in the year here. He's starting to turn it up now, but he was struggling. I mean, Drake May, I guess you could call this his second year.
this is going to be Brad Holmes' blueprint for why. Oh, this is why we don't trade the picks, because they made all these moves in the offseason and brought in all these contracts, and they're out of draft picks, and they might pick in the top 10. Like they're staring down that barrel right now. The Commanders.
Oh,
You know, Laramie
Yeah.
Tunsil would have been a great get for the Lions today.
Yeah, but you know what?
yeah. Brad Holmes might be staring at the top
All right,
10 if
stick
you
to
don't fucking
fantasy.
get off his ass
You know what you get instead?
What?
Nothing. You get nothing.
and like it.
Talking about the
Yeah,
Lions.
you'll get nothing and you'll enjoy it.
Stick to
All
fantasy.
I think that's a good show. Is there any other fantasy ones that you really want to hit before we?
No, hit us hard with your fantasy questions on Thursday. We will be back. Hit us across the face if you can.
Yeah, we're gonna call it for today. Trade deadline. Focus a lot of time on it. Come back on Thursday. Get in here early. Get your questions in. We will. I promise you, on Thursday we'll go through every single question you guys ask. So yeah, we will be back
With
then.
a smile.
Who plays on Thursday night this week?
I think it was something ass. It might have been something ass.
You know what? The Sunday night and Monday night were ass this week. So
That's been a trend, by the way.
Thursday nights. Oh God,
Raiders, Broncos.
fuck. Raiders Broncos. What a great football game.
Pooh versus P.
Yeah.
Round 2.
We'll be back on Thursday to talk fantasy with every single one of you. Until then, follow Poke Pack real quick. A Dunze and a Buka for Cook.
I'm getting towards selling on Roma Dunze at the moment.
If you can trade a Dunze for Cook, do it.
Yeah, see if you could pair someone not named Abuka with a Dunze to make that happen.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Tip Balls Podcast. Follow our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Tip Balls, TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast. If you want some sunflower seeds, they're really good. Buy them from the link in our bio on Instagram. You can get your Bucked Up products there too. I know Bruce has placed a big order so he can get big. Codes are tipped 2025. Check out the link in our bio on Instagram. Follow us, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll be back Thursday to talk fantasy and nothing but fantasy with every last one of you.
We're ready.